conditioned we are, you'll have several thoughts that'll just come to you, and it may be, it's half the time it's nothing you have control over. But as you progress and you grow, it's not that you necessarily control those thoughts, but you are able to recognize and accept them for what they are and kind of release them. And when the negative ones do come about, you can kind of meet that with positivity and kind of redirecting your mind to think positive. So, yep. And then it goes on to say, begin now to sow thoughts of peace, happiness, right action, goodwill, and prosperity. Think quietly and with conviction on these qualities. Accept them fully in your conscious reasoning mind. Continue to plant these wonderful seeds of thought in the garden of your mind, and you will reap a glorious harvest. When your mind thinks correctly, when you understand the truth, and the thoughts deposited in your subconscious mind are constructive, harmonious, and peaceful, the magic working power of your subconscious will respond. It will bring about harmonious conditions, agreeable surroundings, and the best of everything. Once you begin to control your thought processes, you can apply the powers of your subconscious to any problem or difficulty. You will actually be consciously cooperating with the infinite power and omnipotent law that governs all things. Look around you, wherever you live, whatever circle of society you're a part of, you will notice that most people live in the world without. Those who are more enlightened, however, are intensely involved within the world within. They realize, as you will too, that the world within creates the world without. Your thoughts, feelings, and visualized imagery are organizing principles of your experience. The world within is the only creative power. Everything you find in the world of expression has been created by you in the inner world of your mind, whether consciously or unconsciously. And this is something that, I'm actively working at myself. I can't say that I'm nowhere where I desire to be at currently. However, I'm a firm believer that I'm gonna get there. And now that I'm able to see how maybe my previous thoughts and behaviors kind of shaped the life that I'm currently living now, I'm working to make the adjustment so I can get on track to where I want to be. It goes on to say, once you learn the truth about the interaction of your conscious and subconscious minds, you'll be able to transform your whole life. If you want to change external conditions, you must change the cause. Most people try to change conditions and circumstances by working on the conditions and circumstances. And the conditions and circumstances are external, but they're not doing the internal work. So it's important, to decipher between the two. This is a terrible waste of time and effort. They fail to see that the conditions flow from a cause. To remove discord, confusion, lack, and limitation from your life, you must remove the cause. And what is the cause? If you're experiencing maybe lack of money, lack of love, if that's not something that you believe internally that you're worthy and valuable of, chances are you're not going to experience it externally. This cause is the way you use your conscious mind, the thoughts and images you encourage it. Change the cause and you change the effect. It's just that simple. We all live in an unfathomable sea of infinite riches. Your subconscious is very sensitive to your conscious thoughts. Those conscious thoughts from the matrix through which the infinite intelligence, wisdom, and vital forces and energies of your subconscious flow. Shape that matrix in a more positive direction, and you redirect those infinite energies to your greater benefit. Each chapter of this book gives you concrete, specific illustrations of how to apply the laws of mind. Once you learn to use these techniques, you will experience abundance instead of poverty, wisdom instead of superstition, ignorance, peace instead of inner strife, success instead of failure, joy instead of sadness, light instead of darkness, harmony instead of discord, faith and confidence instead of fear. Because could there be any more wonderful set of blessings than these? Most of the great scientists, artists, poets, singers, writers, and inventors have had a deep understanding of the workings of the conscious and the subconscious minds. It is what It was this that gave them the power to accomplish their goals. This is what I've been saying, how you'll see people that become really successful later on in life is because they've had to live this experience that was contradictory to that, so they can be in a space of gratitude and grow and to be more appreciative of accomplishing whatever their accomplishments are. The great operatic tenor Enrico Caruso was once struck with stage fright. Spasm caused by intense fear constricted the muscles of his throat. His vocal cords felt paralyzed, useless. He stood backstage, already in costume, while perspiration poured down his face. In just moments, he was supposed to go out of the stage and sing before an eager audience of thousands. Trembling, he said, "I can't sing. They will all laugh at me. My career is finished." He turned to go back to the dressing room. Then suddenly he stopped and shouted, "The little me is trying to strangle the big me within." That is very powerful. Especially when you think, there's been a trend of people addressing childhood issues and wounds and mother wounds, father wounds, or what have you. And you got to think a lot of who we are based off of those previous experiences. But those experiences only exist if we continually keep giving them power. And they have no power if you can control them. And then he goes on to say, he turned toward the stage again and stood taller. "Get out of here," he commanded, addressing the little me. "The big me wants to sing through me." By the big me, Caruso meant the limitless power and wisdom of the subconscious mind. He began to shout, "Get out, get out. The big me is going to sing." The subconscious mind responded by releasing the vital forces within him. When the call came, he walked out on stage and sang gloriously and majestically. The audience was enthralled. From what you have already learned, you can see that Caruso understood the two levels of mind. Your subconscious mind is reactive. It responds to the nature of your thoughts. When your conscious mind, Caruso's little me, is full of fear, worry, and anxiety, the negative emotions these create in your subconscious mind, the big me, are released. They flood the conscious mind with a sense of panic, foreboding, and despair. When this happens to you, you can follow the example of the great Caruso. You can speak affirmatively and with a deep sense of authority to the irrational emotions generated in your deeper mind. You can say, "Be still, be quiet, I am in control. You must obey me. You are subject to my command. You cannot intrude where you do not belong." You will be fascinated to see what happens when you speak authoritatively and with conviction to the irrational movement of your deeper self. Your mind will be flooded with harmony and with peace. The subconscious is subject to the conscious mind. This is why it is called subconscious or subjective. Outstanding differences in modes of operation. The conscious mind is like the navigator or captain at the bridge of a ship. He directs the ship. He sends orders to the crew in the engine room. Then in turn controls the boiler, instruments, gauges, and so on. So think about this. If your conscious mind is the captain and he's in control of, like he said, the boilers, the instruments, and gauges and stuff like that. Just think, if consciously you're unaware of this is how things can go amok. So the people in the engine room do not know where they are going. They follow orders. If you're not giving your thoughts, being authoritative with your thoughts, it's just going to go wherever. Especially when you think about all the external factors that play into this. We have social media, we have music, all of that. It can be a distraction that can greatly lead you away from your purpose. They would go on the, let me start from here. The people in the engine room do not know where they are going. They follow orders. They would go on to the rocks if the man on the bridge issued faulty or wrong instructions based on his findings with the compass, sextant, and other instruments. The people in the engine room obey him because he is in charge. because he is supposed to know what he is doing. The members of the crew do not talk back to the captain, they simply carry out his orders. The captain is the master of this ship, and his decrees are carried out. In the same way, your conscious mind is the captain and master of your ship, your body, your environment, and all your affairs. Your conscious mind takes orders you give it, based upon your conscious mind beliefs and accept as true. It does not question the orders or the basis on which they are given. If you repeatedly say to yourself, I can't afford it, your subconscious mind takes you at your word. It sees to you that you will not be in a position to buy what you want as long as you go on saying, I can't afford that car, that vacation, that home. You can be your subconscious mind, and you can be sure your subconscious mind will follow your orders. You will go through life experiencing the lack of all these things, and you will believe that circumstances made it so. It will not occur to you that you have created those circumstances yourself by your own negative denying thoughts. One Christmas Eve, a young woman named Nina W., who is a student at the University of Southern California, strolled through an exclusive shopping area in Beverly Hills. Her mind was filled with anticipation. She was about to spend the holidays with her family in Buffalo, New York. As Nina passed a shop window, a beautiful Spanish leather shoulder bag caught her eye. She looked at it yearningly. Then she noticed the price tag and gasped. She was about to say to herself, I could never afford such an expensive bag. Then she remembered something she had heard me say at one of my lectures. Never finish a negative statement. Reverse it immediately and wonders will happen in your life. See, this is what I was saying earlier, how days are not going to be perfect. I know what I know, but there are days that I forget to implement what I know. But if by chance I'm able to catch it, that's counter balancing the negative thought with a positive thought, and following it up by a positive behavior. So it goes on to say, never finish a negative statement. Reverse it immediately and wonders what happened in your life. Staring through the glass, she said, that bag is mine. It is for sale. I accept it mentally, and my subconscious sees it to it that I receive it. Later that day, Nina met her fiance for send-off dinner. He arrived with an elegantly wrapped gift under his arm. Holding her breath, she unwrapped it. There was an identical shoulder bag she had looked at and identified as her own that same morning. She had filled her mind with the thought of expectancy. Then she had turned the matter over to her deeper mind, which was the power of accomplishment. Later, Nina told me, I didn't have the money to buy that bag yet. Now it's mine. I've learned where to find money and all the things I need, and that is the treasure house of eternity within me. How her subconscious mind responded. I received a letter from a woman named Ruth A., who had attended my lectures. She wrote, I'm 75 years old, a widow with a grown family. I was living alone on a small pension and Social Security. My life seemed barren, hopeless. Then I remembered your lecture about the powers of the subconscious mind. Excuse me. You said that ideas could be conveyed to the conscious mind by repetition, faith, and expectancy. Could it be true? I decided to try. I had nothing to lose. And that's the thing. A lot of us, we're in a space where you might as well try it. You think if you're like me, you've lived 30 plus years doing everything contrary to this, and it's gotten me here, and I don't have a bad life. I'm thankful for the life that I have. But if there's an opportunity for me to change my life just by simply shifting the way that I think and behave, I'm all game for it. I began to repeat frequently with all the feeling I could master. I am wanted. I am loved. I am happily married to a kind, loving, and spiritual-minded man. I'm secure and fulfilled. I kept on doing this many times a day for about 2 weeks. One day at the corner drugstore, I was introduced to a retired pharmacist. I found him to be kind, understanding, and very religious. It was a perfect answer to my prayer. Within a week, he proposed to me. Now we are on a honeymoon in Europe. I know that the intelligence within my subconscious mind brought us together in divine order. Ruth discovered that the treasure house was within her. Her prayer was felt as true in her heart. and her affirmation sank down by osmosis into her subconscious mind, which is the creative medium. The moment she succeeded in bringing about a subjective embodiment, her subconscious mind brought about the answer through the law of attraction. Her deeper mind, full of wisdom and intelligence, brought her and her new husband together in divine order. Be sure that you think on this: all that is true, all that is noble, all that is just and pure, all that is lovable and gracious, whatever is excellent and admirable, fill all your thoughts with these things. Philippians 4:8. Ideas to remember. This is basically a recap of the chapter that I just read. The treasure house is within you, not external. It's within you. If God, like God said in the Bible, if He's within you, you're the treasure house. Look within for the answer to your heart's desire. The great secret possessed by the great men of all ages was their ability to contract and release the powers of the subconscious mind. You can do the same. Your subconscious has the power to all problems. If you suggest to your subconscious prior to sleep, I want to get up at 6 a.m., it will awaken you at that exact time. Your subconscious mind is the builder of your body and can heal you. Lull yourself to sleep every night with the idea of perfect health, and your subconscious, being your faithful servant, will obey you. Every thought is a cause and every condition is an effect. If you want to write a book, write a wonderful play, give better talk to your audience, convey the idea lovingly and feelingly to your subconscious mind, and it will respond accordingly. You are like the captain navigating a ship. He or she must give the right orders or the ship is wrecked. In the same way, you must give the right orders, thoughts, and images and behaviors to your subconscious mind, which controls and governs all your experiences. Never use such an expression as "I can't afford it" or "I can't do this." Your subconscious mind takes you at your word. It sees to it that you do not have the money or the ability to do what you want to do. Affirm, "I can do all things through the power of my subconscious mind." And the law of life is the law of belief. A belief is a thought in your mind. Do not believe in things that will harm or hurt you. Believe in the power of your subconscious to heal, inspire, strengthen, and prosper you and others, such as your family. You can work on yourself as well, but you also want to wish these same things for, your friends and your family, because the more good you put out, it has no choice but to boomerang back to you. According to your belief is done unto you. Change your thoughts and you change your destiny. You are the captain of your soul, subconscious mind, and the master of your fate. Remember, you have the capacity to choose. Choose life, choose health, and choose happiness. Thank you so much for reading the first chapter with me of Joseph Murphy, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. I'm going to continue to try to chip away at these chapters. If you enjoyed reading this book, I encourage you to purchase it. Maybe I'll work on doing an Amazon store, so you guys can purchase from there, or go to a used bookstore. I like used bookstores as well. But thank you so much. Let's talk about it further in the comments, and I hope you all have a great day.